So we're at Al Habib restaurant. Al Habib actually is a very famous restaurant here in Karachi. This whole joint is called the Do Darya, and we have lots of restaurants here, very famous. I run this car guy lunch community, which does these breakfast and brunch meetups by the name of Pakistan Cafe Races. So we love this location because we need nice, comfortable, what you call parking for our cars. That's most important, because we all have these wonderful cars. So normally usual restaurants actually have a problem. So we have a nice arrangement with them. They make sure that this whole lane, this whole side is only for us when we come. So at least once a month we try and meet. And
how many cars?
So it's an open invitation, but usually what we do is around minimum of 20 cars to maximum of 30 cars, which is an equal number of car guys. They all come in. Today, especially for you, but I've just privately invited just maybe 10 people.
Right. So since you've invited these people to this place where you normally have your meets, basically, in a sense, this is the first brown car guy meet in association with the Antique Car Club of Pakistan.
Yes, you can say that as well, and also in association with Pakistan Cafe Races.
There you go. Well, it's all getting together. This is brilliant. This is how it should be done. Everybody getting together to work out and have fun with cars. That's what it's all about.
In fact, even when we will put out the content, we will say breakfast with brown car guy.
Awesome. Check it out. Shoaib is giving us a ride in. What is it? What are we in?
So this is a 1956 Austin Vanden Plas Princess. These cars actually were built between 1947 to 1968.
Yeah.
A total of 3,300 Austin Vanden Plas Princess were built. But 3,000 were saloon cars, only 300 were limousine cars.
Right.
Actually, the first limousine was launched in 1952 at the Earl's Court show. And the first two cars of the production line were taken by the Queen herself.
Right.
And because Queen at that point in time was a princess herself, she liked the name, she liked the car.
Princess.
It was a British limousine. So she picked up the first two cars. She loved it so much, she picked two more cars. And they stayed into the royal family for the longest time. In Pakistan, this came through the British High Commission because this was the UK official car. They used to give it to the ambassadors all across the world.
So this was the British High Commission car.
So this came into the British High Commission here in Pakistan.
Right.
And from there, it was sold to Murad Bey, who used to work there.
Right.
And who was a second or third in command. And from that, it went into his family. And from there, it got sold, and I got this car.
Right. That's amazing. So we are in a British car right now. This is an actual British car used by the British Embassy, British Consulate here in Karachi, and now with you.
This car actually is what you call, for my antique car museum, this is the mascot car.
Right.
This is the official car.
Right.
So this will make show appearances, this will get out on special occasions.
Right.
But this is a daily driver. This car is as fit as anything.
It's running really well.
It has an inline-6 cylinder engine, 4000cc, runs very well and really enjoyable.
Yeah.
The only problem is that I need to sit at the back seat because I need somebody else to drive it.
Right.
That's
what's happening right now.
That's the real enjoyment of this car. The great thing about this car is that it has great what you call suspension.
The ride is fantastic. Yeah.
The brakes are great, and it's like I said, this was the luxurious car at that point in time. So we're at
passion and hobby to rebuild or restore old vintage and antique cars, and I'm very lucky to have a good collection. And the car behind me is MG TD 1952.
How long ago did you get it?
It was almost a year ago, and the guy who's the owner, so he literally interviewed me. And then he was satisfied.
He wants to find the right person to take over ownership or custodianship of it.
Yeah, I would say that. Because he's not the guy who's in this selling or buying business. He himself is a hardcore, car restorer enthusiast, I have my grandkids here nowadays visiting from US. They love this car.
I bet.
So they wait for me when I come back from office, and then I have to give them ride. In fact, I'm involved in every club, and I want to be. VCCP is here, and then Heritage Motoring Club of Pakistan. So this is the club which was formed very recently, and mostly people from North, they were involved and they started this club. And now we do a lot of rallies and all these car things, networking, and we are now even thinking to have a joint rally of all the clubs for to celebrate 75th anniversary of Pakistan. The idea is, of course we enjoy, but to bring softer image of Pakistan internationally, because normally Pakistan, you know what I mean, people think about what we drive them to Punjab Pass or Swat or Gwadar, and then a lot of people joined. And in the last rally, we had about 14, 15 foreigners.
In the rally itself?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they came.
They came specifically for the rally?
Yeah, from UK, from Korea, Malaysia, China, US. About 6 people came from US. And they are very eager to come back. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we were not able to do it. But we, inshallah, we are going to go ahead. And it will be in November sometime.
Awesome.
So you should come. And we see Pakistan. It's beautiful. You meet people. They are so nice. Though they are poor, but they are very rich in their heart. They offer you everything. They don't even their dhabas, restaurant. If we want to pay, they don't say, "Sahab, aap mehman hai."
Wow. Amazing.
So it's a beautiful country, and thanks to this passion, hobby, we are able to see.
Hi, my name is Altaf Hashwani. I live in Karachi. An avid classic car collector. This is the newest addition to the family. Not a classic yet, but hoping it would work its way up there. In my collection, I have a 1958 Corvette C1. That came into Pakistan in 1959 and has been here in Pakistan. And besides that, I have a 1968 Carmengia, the hardtop. I have a 67 convertible Beetle.
Quite an eclectic mix of cars then.
It is. A few of the American classics as well. Got a 58 Mustang. Have the
58 Mustang.
Sorry, 68 Mustang. Sorry.
I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. You must have time traveled. That's extraordinary. So 68, is that a fastback?
Yeah, that's the.
Oh, that's like the bullet car.
Yep, that's like the bullet car.
Is it green?
No, it's gold. In our family collection, we also have the Qaid-e-Azam's personal use Rolls Royce.
All right.
Yeah, so that's 1948. 1948. Yeah.
Right.
That car was sent to Pakistan for the Queen's visit.
Oh.
And due to bad weather, the Queen didn't make it. So the British High Commission over here had gifted that car to Qaid-e-Azam, and it was in his personal use. That was his daily drive. So in the old days, what used to happen was that we would use local fabricators to try and fabricate the parts, or we would try and swap it out and maybe use parts of cars that were available over here. After that, obviously, with traveling, everybody just brings back parts whenever they go. Or now it's like life's been made easy, so you order them online, get them delivered somewhere else, and then sort of have them carried. The families don't like us because we always, our weight allowances are always totally busted. When I was dating my wife, she was going to the US for some work, and she said, "Do you need anything?" And,
wrong question to ask.
It really was. Because I got the address where she was staying, and I said, "Yeah, I'm just going to order a few car parts, and if you don't have any issues bringing them back." And then I get a call from her from the US saying, "What the hell is all of this stuff?"
The streets here are not ideally suited to cars like this, are they?
For this type of car, definitely not. So I mean, this is these days I'm just driving her to work where the roads are still okay. The classic cars, they can take any kind of road. It doesn't really matter. And that's the good part about the American classics, is that you can use them and abuse them, and that nothing goes wrong with them. We actually do a drive all the way from Karachi to Peshawar.
Yeah. I've heard about this. Sounds epic.
It really is. I think you should join us for that. I think it's in November, if I'm not mistaken. We'll share the dates with you. Come down and sort of you can cover it live with us. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
My name is Farooq Usmani, and I'm a car collector and car enthusiast, and a very, very huge fan of Corvette. So I have first generation, I have 2 C3s and the C7, and planning to do the complete of my entire collection of the all Corvettes. Plus I'm also into the resto muscle cars. So I have a 70 Barracuda, I have a 70 Chevelle, I have a 67 Camaro convertible with the LS swap in there. So
Well, LS, modern LS ops. So it's a resto mod.
yes, resto mod. So most of my cars are all resto mod.
Where did you do that work?
Actually, it's my own facility, and I was restoring car from last 20 years. So I'm planning to just establish a thing called Shaw Automobiles. So where I do all my car restorations, and plus I'm planning to export all these cars, restore here. Plus all the collection is being maintained in my facility. And also planning to have a very nice cafe over here, which is a climate control type thing. So all my cars will be parked over there. Plus I'm building a 1967 LNR. So
Oh, wow, that's cool.
so this is gonna be with the Coyote engine and all the individual suspensions. So it's a very major project. Actually, I'm bringing everything from US. So I have a warehouse. Basically, I'm into export business, textile export. We have offices in America, Canada, UK, Germany, so everywhere. So I can source parts anywhere in the world. So we have the warehouses. So what I usually do, I import everything from the US. So there's a consolidation center at New Jersey. So just bring everything there, just console it, bring it here, pay the duty and everything, and just clear it and put it into the cars.
Kareem, we have met before. It's been a while, but just for the benefit of everybody else, tell everybody who you are and tell us about this amazing little red thing behind you.
My name is Kareem Chapra, and I'm a businessman by profession. I own a couple of industries, paper making industry, packaging industry. And yeah, we met in 2012 in Concourse the Elegance. And the red thing behind me is a 1960 MG Roadster. Very nice car. I love to drive it. Look at the weather in Karachi these days, raining, drizzling. And we are having breakfast here at Do Darya, right beside the sea.
And how's the Rolls Royce doing since we last saw it in Kuwait?
No, it's just sitting in the garage. So 14th we will most probably celebrating independence of Pakistan, and since the car is related to that event, we'll be taking it out with lots of other friends and cars, and we'll be enjoying it.
That's amazing. By the way, when did you get this car and where did you get it from?
I got this car I think in 2007 or 8. Previously, it actually first owner was a film star. Then it went to a pop singer, Alamgir, a very famous pop singer. Then it changed hand and it went to a PI pilot. And I was after this car for a couple of years, and that pilot, he got stroke and he was unable to drive it. And then he sold the car to me in 2007 or 8.
Right.
Been doing cross-country rallies in this car, at least 10 cross-country rally, Karachi to Khyber.
Wow.
This car I took to Khunjrat, China-Pakistan border, which is highest border crossing in the world. It's 16,400 feet. An amazing car.
Yeah, it's a legend. People say owners might have a different viewpoint.
no less than Enzo Ferrari said it's the most beautiful car that you'd ever seen. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you on that. Yeah, car is all right. Yeah, it's a 4.2 series 1.5, 68.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. So got it over from the US.
Right.
Yeah. And because over here there isn't much choice of cars available. Locally.
There's a few E-types here in Pakistan, right?
5 or 6
Right.
on the fingertips.
Right.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to run them here?
If you do them up right once, they're all right. It's not very difficult to maintain actually.
Yeah.
You just have to know your car actually.
Yeah. And you're wearing a Volkswagen Club of Pakistan t-shirt. Are you a member of that club?
Yes, I am a very active member of that club. I have a 1974 Super Beetle 1303. It has a 16-year dual port engine, and I drive it around the city and I go to the drives. It's a very fun car to drive. It has the same engine as the 356 that just went.
Right.
Yes, so it's a very fun and zippy little car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Volkswagen Beetles, they've got a huge following here. There's quite a culture, isn't it? And you call them, what do you call them? You don't call them Beetle. What's the name for it?
I don't like that, but it's commonly called Foxy.
Yeah.
Like a fox.
What's that about?
I don't know. It's a local thing. It's written as FOXY. Can you imagine that? It's something to do with the fox.
Volkswagen is called Volkswagen in the Desi Zaban mein hum Foxy keh sakte hain.
Foxy, so Volkswagen became Vox, became Voxy, became Foxy.
It became a fox. Can you imagine that? Just imagine.
That's the
My God.
evolution.
Yeah.
Nasir Sheikh, he's the guy behind it. He lives in Islamabad. He's a VW god. And let's put it that way, Yeah, and he's got everything. A of Beetles. He remembers part numbers by name.
Right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
There's another guy, a friend of ours. He's into Datsuns only.
Right.
Yeah, he's a Datsun demigod.
Yeah.
His name is Obed. He's all kinds of Datsuns.
Yeah.
So he's fixed onto that brand. You know, they're all, some people are like that.
So
yeah.
it sounds to me like that there's a real network of a culture here where you have certain people that are specializing in certain types of cars.
Yeah. In our case, we are assorted. I have a small collection assorted. American, British, German, this, that. So some people are onto one brand, which is very fine actually.
How does the E-Type feel to drive compared to the VW?
No comparison. I would prefer the VW over this.
Really?
But the E-Type is a legend. It is a very special car, very rare and very sought after car in the whole world. So very proud to own this one.
My name is Razi Nayyer. I am a businessman by profession and by hobbyist. I'm a car enthusiast and I'm a president Motor Club of Pakistan also. This beautiful car is, Jaguar is always my passion. I love Sir William Lyons because my grandfather used to have a Swallow sidecar. But all Jaguars are my, very favorite. Especially this XJ is, much favorite. But if you ask me just one Jaguar, so it is XK120, and then SS100, the beautiful lamps and then the E-Type.
You're wearing a Ferrari shirt today, but anyway, we'll ignore that for the moment. But what is it about the Jaguar brand that really appeals to you?
Jaguar, I must say, my horoscope, my star is Leo. The Jaguar and the Lion, always fascinate me. The appealing part is, I must say, Jaguar have a British charm of motoring and the British motoring feel. It's instinctly, solely, the British car. And this specific Jaguar have a historic value. This belongs to our first democratic Prime Minister Zulfikar Bhutto Sahab family. That's why I turned it into a British racing green. When I bought it, it was in maroon, original maroon color. So I changed the color to the Pakistan's national flag green, which is also luckily a British racing green color. And I always kept the flag on the car. And then the second important value of this car for my nation and the Pakistan is that this car is Pakistan's mascot car in the historic drive of Turkey. We drive down these cars from Pakistan to Istanbul, and we crossed 27 beautiful cities of Pakistan.
When was that?
And it was we left on 17th of December 2015, and we came back 24th Jan 2016. So precisely we spent a year on the road. The objective of my club is, the main objective of my club is to, portray country's safe image and positive image beyond borders of Pakistan. So, and to revive the tourism. And due to our drive in 2015, you see, we had faced a Soviet war, we had faced a war on terror, and the tourism was almost died in the country, especially after the war against terror. So I felt very upset and sad that Pakistan is, and now Alhamdulillah, Pakistan is under the top 10 tourist destinations.
So what's your message to people out there that might be watching this, that might be thinking of coming to Pakistan, say for a touring holiday?
Pakistan is safe. Most of the my traveler friends know me. We have a club's own WhatsApp group in which almost we have Alhamdulillah members from all over the world on that group, the people who travel to country. And my club is here to help them, to give them any kind of visa assistance, hospitality assistance, any breakdown assistance, any kind of financial assistance, and any kind of if they get into any trouble, God forbid, like a road accident or something like that. So we always given them whatever a club can do, just to give a message to the world that the Pakistani nation is a very hospitable, and our hospitality is matchless.
So I got this car about 2012 from the UK, and it's been with me since. It's my pride and joy. I love it. She's a V8 6.8 turbo, and she, like you just said earlier, she purrs and she drives and she floats. And the Turbo R was launched by Bentley in 1985, and it was supposed to be revolutionary for Bentley. It was the first Bentley with alloy wheels. It was the first real Bentley, they say, after the blowers of the 30s. and R stands for road holding. So they had a sports suspension, they stiffened it up a bit, they put broader tires, they redid the interior. So I had a Spirit and this, and the Spirit was no comparison for this, and absolutely so, because this was twice the price of the Spirit even when new. The Spirit was in 1985 as well. That was a 45 odd thousand pounds. This was a 96,000 pounds back in 1985. This is an 86 actually. So the weight that she carries and the ease with which she purrs is unbelievable. So this 6.8 engine also produced one of the highest torque back in its time, and the little that I've read up on it, she was one of the highest output producing engines of its time. She accelerates from 0 to 60 I think in something like 6.5 seconds, which for a sedan, this was the ultimate sports sedan in the world in 1986. We're talking about 36 years ago. When I bought this car, I had it serviced by Rolls-Royce and Bentley of Dubai in the GCC. And they said that 75% of these cars ever built are still on the road today. Because if you take care of them, you keep driving them regularly, they will drive forever. If you don't drive them, every time you drive them, it will give you trouble.
What's the reaction you get when you drive this around?
Stunning. You show up anywhere, I showed up here, everyone came running around to see what it is. And with this huge front grille and these quad lights, she is quite stunning.
So, Gazanfar, the one thing I love about you, and this applied to the last time we spoke on camera as well, you're a collector, you're a racer, you're involved in all of the communities and the groups here, but the way that you talk about your cars, when you're referring it to as a she, and you're very affectionate, you're very passionate about them.
So the only reason I have any of the cars that I have, people have asked me this question often, why do you have these cars? I love each one of them. Each one of them is unique, each one of them holds a very special place in my heart. I wouldn't have them otherwise. I don't have them because I have money to squander. I have them because I love them and it's my passion. Whether it's the race cars, whether it's the classics, whether it's the SUVs, whether it's the off-roaders, each one of them is unique and I love each one of them, and that's why they're like my kids.
So it's true to say that you have a relationship with your cars?
Absolutely. I talk to them. I swear I talk to them when I'm driving here alone, or when the car's out performing, or when I'm racing in the desert, or I'm racing on track. I'm talking to her. Come on baby, push it. Little bit more. Just hold on, just hold on. Bear with me. Because obviously I'm pushing it hard or beating them up. Or when the car's spluttering or something, I keep talking to them. Behave yourself. It's alright. We'll get home. With these old cars, these things happen sometimes.
Gazanfar, wonderful to see you again, and always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming out today, and just hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, and welcome back to Pakistan. Great seeing you and your son. We hope to see more of you.
Wow, what a day. We met some incredible people and saw some sensational cars. I'm so grateful to Shoaib and the Online Antiques Car Club, and also, what was the other thing? The Pakistan Cafe Races. Check them out on Instagram and social media. I'll put all the links below to all the people that we met and everything. But wow, fantastic day, wonderful people. Hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait to be back here again. Till the next time, I'm going to be taken away in style. What an awesome day!
Can't confirm he didn't actually drive away in that car.
Only for the camera.
The only one up there.
Only there.
Only
that's
there.
That's it. It's all YouTube nonsense. That's
YouTube nonsense.
Big shout out and thanks to Jay Williams over at Air Technic, who are top tier sponsors of Brown Car Guy. Check them out at Air Technic Co UK for exhausts, brakes, suspension and body kits. Plus our other major sponsor, Nayagen Solutions. Much appreciation also to tier 4 sponsors, Muhammad Ali Humaid, Tom Conway Gordon and Reza Adil. And of course all these other guys who supporting on Patreon. Brown Car Guy is eternally grateful. Hey, think about joining them over at patreon.com Brown Car Guy. If you can't, don't worry. Just make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel and website. Plus follow on social media by searching for Brown Car Guy.